so I had this transition really happening in my body and how I was handling my physical health, and started to really tap into the spiritual side of that as well,
Right.
which I also had to do in order to grow a business and become a leader.
Absolutely.
I had to do the work on myself first
Yes.
before I could lead anybody else. So it's been a very powerful 4 years.
Oh, I got
exploring
that.
So,
Yeah. Mind, body, spirit.
yes.
And that's, yeah, I really relate.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of the things that I was taught, I rock climb,
Yeah.
was that the body sensations of fear and excitement are exactly the same.
Yes.
So I had an old gentleman who was a person who climbs and has set a lot of the climbs in Post Falls, would say, well, you know, this route here, you go up here, and then it's a bit exciting.
Yeah.
Here. And so that's what we started doing. Like, can you watch me? Because I'm a little excited.
I'm excited. Right? Yes, I like
so
that.
there it
Change
is.
your
like,
language. Or
yeah, I'm not afraid. I'm just a bit excited.
Yes, yes, that's so true. I love the accent too. That's perfect.
Yes.
And that's absolutely true. And when one thing that I noticed is that in order to access that spiritual side of myself, I had to go through this physical journey first. And I don't know that that's necessarily true for everybody, but for me and for a lot of the people I work with, you start there. You start with the really tangible physical body, and you start to open up and step into your power there, and it really opens all these doors. And it's just taking the next step, doing the next right thing, the next right thing, and then the whole world starts to open up to you, and your whole world starts to open up to you.
How you do anything is how you do everything.
Yes, exactly.
That is so cool. So when we were talking earlier off camera, you had talked about the tattoo that you got.
Yes.
Can you tell our audience a little bit about that?
Yes, it's all fresh. So I have this tattoo that I got just this last weekend on the inside of my right wrist, and it's for Japanese symbols that stand for the word ikigai. And that word is translated literally as a reason for getting up out of bed in the morning. And I heard it from Elizabeth Gilbert, who is an author and speaker who I adore and love to follow. And
she's good.
Yes, and she's just, I when I posted about her that night, I said, "You are so much light," and that's totally how I felt, just listening to her and leaning forward in my seat and just hanging on every word that she said and her energy. And she spoke about this concept and about that sense of purpose, reason for being, you know, all of that. And it really touched me and just encompassed a lot of different things that I've been feeling in this journey towards operating out of a space of being in alignment with my purpose. And it was very powerful. So I wanted that reminder right where I would just constantly see it, because there's so much in life that is always going to just shove you a little bit or maybe a lot out of that alignment.
Yes.
And so to have a physical reminder in front of me is very powerful for me to just be able to say, let's step back in. Where are you now? Who are you being right now? And who do you want to be? Where do you want to stand? And let's just make the shift, and remembering it's always your choice.
Right. And so if you were going to talk to somebody about your purpose and them finding their purpose, what would you say to them?
That is a really good question. For me, finding my purpose it's an evolution. It's kind of like a blossoming. It's a constant, embracing the change of it. I for a long time struggled with this need, this like very desperate, clinging need to find the thing, right? Like this will be the thing, and this will be the answer. This will be what I do, or this will be what I say, or this will be how, whatever it is.
This little shiny bauble, that's it.
Yeah, and just needing it to be like the thing, done, set, okay, secure. And that's just not how it works. It's this constant changing, flowing, moving, right? And that's how everything is. And so being able to release myself from that and embrace that was very empowering to me, and just this big breath out. Just let all of that off your shoulders, right? And so that was a big piece, was just first letting go of the idea that you're going to wake up one day or you're going to read something and you're going to find your purpose and it will be this one thing.
Like a one and done.
Yeah.
Shoot,
like,
glad I got that out of the way.
This is my word. This is my sentence. This is my thing. And it's really just a constant evolution and realization and awareness. And so I like to think about, it's very helpful to me to think about what is the next right thing. And always asking myself and asking other people to ask themselves, like, who am I being and who do I want to be? Who are you being and who do you want to be? It's very easy to step out of your power and to forget that you're in charge of that, right? Yeah. And then as you continue to ask yourself that question, and as I started to do that for myself, that's when my sense of purpose really became clear to me, and when I felt like I understood that's what alignment even meant. Yeah. There was definitely many years where if anyone even started talking about this kind of stuff, there was like a huge eye roll, and I was like, whatever, I'm just gonna run. You know? Yeah. So it's been a process.
That's so great.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm going to ask you to talk a little bit about, because you're a mother.
Yes.
And which is so great. And we had a guest earlier in the podcast, I believe the 4th or 5th episode, Mary Sunshine, who did the Listen to Your Mother show in Spokane. Right. And you are about to be on that show as well.
Yes.
So would you tell our audience about that?
Yeah, it's such a cool thing, and this was one of those opportunities that came up that was hard to say yes to. I was nervous, but I auditioned for it at the encouragement of one of my friends, Meredith Banka, who I know from a women's group that I'm in, and she was just really insistent. She reminded me multiple times, every time I saw her, hey, you should audition. So I finally said, okay, I'll go for it. I auditioned and got a lot of value out of the experience of auditioning and pretty much expected it to go just that far.
Can you tell those people who may not have listened to the earlier one what exactly it is?
Yes. So Listen to Your Mother is a really cool event on Mother's Day that is basically a spoken word event. Different writers or for some of us, we've never written anything publicly before. We wouldn't call ourselves writers necessarily, but now we are, because here we go, right? And we're just reading aloud a 5-minute piece on motherhood, somehow connected to or related to motherhood. And there's all these different dynamics and perspectives, and it's really beautiful. It's very moving. You'll cry, you'll laugh, you'll, all of it. You'll go through the whole range of emotions. So it's a very, very cool event, and I love that it's actually on Mother's Day.
So it's going to be on, and do you know the actual date? So
so it's at 7 p.m. on, what is the actual date? Sunday, May, I should know this. I think it's
on Mother's Day.
Yes. Look up Mother's Day, and that's what it is.
2017 Mother's Day in Spokane. And it's at
the Bing Crosby Theater.
That's what I thought.
Yes.
Perfect.
So very cool event. I believe tickets will be available very soon.
Yeah.
So so I'm very excited to do that and to just explore another avenue that I haven't done before.
You got this encouragement. There was resistance that you experienced, and so what was it like for you to actually step out and do that? Despite how you were feeling, your body sensations, your emotions, you probably had thoughts about it.
Yeah. I spent many years of my life only doing things that I was pretty sure that I could be very good at.
Yes.
Right?
Got that.
It's very comforting to be like, no, I'm good at this, so I'm going to focus all my time and energy here. And I wasn't sure that I would be good at this. So that was scary to do. But it was a great experience just to write that story and to have to condense it into 5 minutes. Was incredible, because you have to cut out all the BS. You can't, there's no fluff, right? No. You just have to get, what is the meat of this? What do I really want to say?
Yes.
So that process in and of itself was so worth it. And then to go read this very raw story, and then sitting in the rehearsals and hearing everyone else's, and you were automatically doing the comparison thing, right? And you're like, oh, is my, this story is about such an incredible, thing. Is mine even, why am I even selected with this group? Like, mine isn't meaningful enough, or mine isn't whatever enough.
Right.
And always having those great reasons to come back to that, knowing that, like, you are always enough, and you're always where you are for a reason. And so Yeah.
It's so great.
It's been a cool
Just having to
experience.
deal with that.
Yes.
Thank you for sharing.
Right. Right.
And do it anyway.
Yeah.
That's just a bit exciting.
Yes. Yes. Totally. And I think, especially because there's a good chance that I'll cry in front of an entire audience,
Right.
and I don't like doing that.
Yeah.
I really don't.
Right.
I struggle with that. So it's a good challenge for me, and I think it's
It's like a Spartan race of emotion
Yes.
or something.
And the ironic thing is, I'm talking the Spartan race is a big part of one of the story
That's
story.
awesome.
So you'll have to come if you want to hear the story. But it's a good one.
Definitely.
It's pretty interesting. So it's so easy to, even now, like, it sounds badass, like, oh, you're a Spartan coach and all of this stuff, and I could totally stay there.
Right.
And I know I'm good at it, and I can get people through it. And so that was one of the challenges for myself with this year, was set a scary goal, exciting goal, as you would say, right? I love that. Exciting. Get 100 people over the line. No, don't just, here and there, but like, let's get 100 people over the line. Let's do a podcast. That's exciting. Let's do Facebook Lives 30 days in a row. Let's do this, listen to your mother event, and let's take on some stuff that is going to keep pushing you. So that's
that's so great. I love how willing you are to step into the unknown.
Yes.
Right? Which is, to me, always where our growing edge is.
Yeah. Yes.
Like you said, I could stay with what's comfortable.
Right.
And I'll get the same life.
Yeah. Tony Robbins says it's not about the goal that you set, it's about who you need to become in order to achieve that goal. Similar concept being, enjoy the journey. It kind of goes along with that.
Yeah,
but that it's really about setting a goal that's going to just force you to step outside of that comfort zone.
Absolutely.
And that's where you can start being someone, different.
That you've never been.
And start to see what all is actually inside of you. And you're so much more powerful than you realize.
Agreed.
So, so that's what excites me about helping people with those goals.
Yeah, that's super cool.
Yeah.
Well, so how can people find you? I know we'll have it in the show notes, but I just want you to let people know how they can find you.
Sure. So my website for Spartan coaching is getup100.com. So that's getup and then the number 100.com. And then if you want to follow me on Facebook, I would love to have you follow me on Facebook. You can find me with facebook.com/Coach Heather Grover. I have a business page for GetUp as well. That's the GetUp community. And I also have a free group, so if you connect with me on Facebook, shoot me a message. I have a free group where I provide a lot of content for people just in terms of fitness and health and that type of thing. And so that's open to anybody to join as well. So.
Oh, that's so great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I've so enjoyed having you here, and I know our audience just fell in love with you too.
Thank you.
You're just magnificent.
I'm so glad that we met.
Yeah.
I feel like this is the first of many conversations.
Absolutely. Yeah, we'll have you back for sure.
Yeah.
In our next season.
I so appreciate what you're doing. Like
you
said, just
likewise.
putting that goodness out into the world. It's amazing.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, thank you, and thank you for tuning in. Come back next time where you get an opportunity to meet another extraordinary person who is doing extraordinary good and sharing positivity. We love you, and we'll see you next time.